Hey guys, my hair's getting really long. I just thought I'd do a bit of a talk about life video, some updates, and then there'll also be some video game stuff in there as well. So if you're interested in me, early bit video game stuff coming later on. So I've moved. Moving has been a massive quality of life buff. Also, apologise if the sound is a bit echoey. I'm still kind of getting used to my setup. Most of my time the last few weeks has just been kind of getting everything sort of in place. I'm not going to be doing any house tour stuff because I feel like that's kind of weird when people do that, but basically computer, there's some like space behind me, there's a kitchen over there, bedroom, bathroom, sort of open plan, bungalow with stairs sort of a vibe, I don't know, very small like converted thing. But yeah, having my own place is really nice, should be alright for covering rent, I think. If you see me back in my old room in like 7 months, then it turns out I wasn't. But I think I should be okay. But yeah, it's been really good. And I've noticed that generally, yeah, I feel a lot better for it. So hopefully that will start to reflect in content once everything's kind of in order. I'm able to start just putting out regular stuff again. Hopefully better mental health will mean better physical health, which will mean more consistent and better content from me. CM jobs. So that's another reason why I haven't been making much videos recently. So basically, as soon as I moved, a community management job got listed, and I'm like, ho. This isn't to do with PoE. This is just, yeah, I'm not going to talk about specific organizations or whatever, because I feel like that's kind of weird. But I will just talk briefly about the process. Didn't get it. But yeah, basically, as soon as I moved, a job listing popped up for a organization near me, and I'm like, ho. And anyone who's been following me for a while has only been trying to get CM work for quite a long time. I've always been trying to hope that I could eventually get into some CM stuff using my YouTube and streaming as background. And sent off the application, spent ages working on it, made it through interviews. Interviews went great, basically got into like the final selection and then just sadly didn't get picked. I have been offered some shadowing possibilities once COVID is over. So that's actually really positive, and I got the news like a couple of days ago. So initially I was like really down about it, but now that I've kind of like gotten past the initial slump, it's pretty nice, or not nice, but like obviously it would be nice if I'd gotten the job, but it's pretty reassuring knowing that they liked me enough that I got an interview, and then they liked me enough for the interview that I made it through to like the final selection. They liked me enough that they've offered me shadowing stuff, so it's been quite reassuring, and hopefully eventually some community management stuff pops up that I can, you know, eventually get. So if you happen to know of any places that need some social media stuff or community management stuff, or, you know, I don't know, whatever, let me know. But yeah, D&D is also important. That will kind of preface a lot of the indie game stuff I've been playing recently. Maybe you'll get some cool game recommendations out of that. So D&D has been like the biggest gaming, it's just been the best game experience I've had, really. I got really into it sort of towards the end of last year, and now I'm just desperate to play. I just want to play D&D every day. I've only got one group that I play with at the moment. We only do games on Saturday. Sadly, we've had to cancel the most recent few sessions, so I've been like 3 weeks, I think, without D&D. Just been so also, if you've got any CM jobs, hit me up. Also, if you've got any D&D games that I can get into, definitely hit me up. Yeah, absolutely love it. The Cyberpunk Red stuff I planned, we got that pretty far along. The reason why I never started that was I was having all my voice issues, which I'll circle back around to that for the health. Still kind of persistent, but I do want to try and get into the live DMing stuff like Cyberpunk Red, D&D 5e. I would like to bring more of that stuff onto the channel somehow. So what indie games am I playing? Because I actually hadn't been playing any PoE. This is just a scam. I thought if I put like PoE hideout stuff, you'd be like, oh, he's going to talk about Path of Exile video. And I will later, but games I've been playing a lot of recently. Not Curse of the Dead Gods. I want to get around to that. I actually played a little bit of the alpha. But no, I've been playing a lot of Astronarch. This is a really cool game. What day is it? Today is Friday, I think? No, Thursday? Today is a day of the week. I found out about this like 2 days ago. I found out about this just after I found out I didn't get the job, so the timing of it was really good. And I've sunk 23 hours into it. It's a sort of idle game, very interesting, would highly recommend looking into it. Basically, it's a roguelike. There's a party of like 20 different dudes you pick. It's grid-based. The combat's completely automated, so it's kind of like an auto-battler sort of vibe, but every enemy you beat, kind of Slay the Spire style, you get gear drops, and you upgrade your characters, and you pick which path you take. And yeah, I've just sunk a lot of time into it. It's been really fun. I've also recently picked up Gunfire Reborn. I've known about this game for a while, and it's something that I've nearly bought like every other week for the last year or so. Really interesting. I think I originally saw this through Wooly Gaming. He's a Risk of Rain guy. Yeah, really fun. It's kind of like Borderlands meets Risk of Rain. First-person shooter, roguelite, looter shooter. But the thing which I really like about this, and it's like I wish we had more of in looter shooters and just ARPGs generally, the loot is interesting, but not much loot drops. So basically, you are going through, killing enemies, pew, 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 and maybe like 1 in every 30 enemies will drop a gun. And whenever a gun drops, you're excited because not that many guns drop, and generally the items that drop are interesting. There are also chests you can find which will have like upgrade scrolls in them, which will, you know, like you spec out your character for different abilities and stuff. But yeah, really fun art style. I only started playing it yesterday. I just put 6,500 hours into it. Really enjoy it. I'm absolutely terrible at it. But yeah, really fun game. Would recommend. Also, I really want more ARPGs to take the meaningful but limited loot approach. I've heard some good things about the loot system in Outriders. Outriders was something that I was kind of interested in. I downloaded the demo. It crashed. I then relaunched the game. It crashed. I relaunched the game and got put into terrible shaky cam, and I just uninstalled. It's something I might check out again. I know SkillUp really likes it. I've been hearing very mixed things about Outriders, but I like looter shooters a lot conceptually. I like Borderlands. I used to like Borderlands. Borderlands 3 was kind of whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I want to do more stuff with this. I've been playing a lot of just general card games. Banners of Ruin I did a video on. Monster Train, Slay the Spire. Like none of these hours seem like that much. This is basically just all stuff that I've done in like the last 3 weeks while in the middle of moving. So it's actually quite a lot of playing. Games that I want to try, I just got Shores Unknown, which is like a very cool low poly early access CRPG. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 as well. I actually had to uninstall Baldur's Gate 3 because I was just playing too much of it. I didn't want to burn out on early access. And I'm also very keen to try out Loop Hero, which just came out yesterday, I think. I think it was last night. I've had my eye on this for a while. This looks really interesting. I haven't had a chance to launch yet, as you can see, but this could very much become like a Game of the Year contender from a lot of the words I've been seeing. So that's exciting. Oh god, we've got to talk about PoE now. Ugh, hate PoE, terrible game. No, Path of Exile. So last I met you, or last I spoke to you, I was starting the Scorching Ray character. Basically, this move was something I was meant to do June of last year when COVID hit. And it got delayed because COVID happened, and then I was going to move into this place eventually, but then new tenants came in, and then there was this whole thing of I'll move in eventually whenever the tenant pisses off. Then the tenant left on like a surprise, and then suddenly became available, so I was like, quick, I'll grab it. So I grabbed it and kind of like and yeah, so it kind of just like completely killed my let's play PoE, because I was like, I'm going to play PoE. And I was like, oh, I'm moving in 2 days. Okay, cool. So this has all been a bit of a spare of the moment sort of a thing. I ended up leveling as Armageddon Brand, and it's been pretty fun, but I like literally recorded that video, played for a day, then started moving, and I just haven't logged into Path of Exile since. It's actually been so long since I've played PoE now, I'm kind of tempted to do an SSF reset. I'm very bad at, I'm very bad now. I'm terrible. If I put a game down and I don't come back to it within probably about 4 days, I actually, a lot of the time, just want to start again from scratch. I'm also quite curious to see how the new, like, Atlas system would feel like from scratch. It could feel really, like, or it could feel not that bad. Like, I played a decent-ish amount, you know, considering I basically only played for the first, like, 3 weeks of the league. You know, I played a fair bit, got Maven down, did a lot of the endgame stuff, so going again from scratch would be kind of interesting. Like, I've seen what the new content has to offer, so I wouldn't feel that bad about restarting at this point. So I might maybe do a PoE restart. The other good thing about doing a PoE restart is it's very easy to make content from a PoE restart. So that's something I might do. In terms of streaming PoE, in terms of Bay class, in terms of other stuff, now that I'm settled in, now that my tech issues are mostly fixed, I had some very weird persistent tech issues with cameras not working, microphones breaking. Basically, I moved everything and then everything stopped working. I've just been kind of like piecemealing, putting it all back together. The audio is a bit echoey, but I don't think it's that bad. Let me know. So I might be able to start, you know, organizing everyone and whipping up some podcast stuff. Once I get back into Path of Exile, I definitely will be organizing stuff. I always feel really bad about doing podcasts when I haven't been playing. So yeah, my plan is to do something fresh with PoE, probably a SSF restart, and then maybe organize a podcast potentially for next week. I'm supposed to be a guest on Fated Connections and Inspired Learning in the coming weeks. Fated Connections, I believe, is the 20th I should be locked in for. And Inspired Learning, I don't know when that episode will be. They offered it to me like just as I'd moved, and I'm like, I have got tech issues, we'll work it out. So yeah, hopefully that will come up at some point. So hopefully you see a Bay class before I start showing up on all the other podcasts, because I'd feel kind of bad about that. Just like, hey guys, my podcast hasn't done an episode in ages, but don't worry, I'm on all the others. But yeah, so PoE content coming soon. Health, how has my health been? The move has been pretty sudden. So there's been a lot of like immediate strain, but it hasn't been that bad. And now that I'm settled, it seems to be sort of going all right. As I said, my mental health is definitely a lot better having my own space now. And I think the Crohn's is improving alongside it. My voice is being hit or miss still, which is very frustrating. I have got a bunch more hospital stuff coming up in the next 2 weeks. I've got a consultation on the 11th, and I'm in hospital on the 18th of this month. So hopefully something comes from either one of those two things. But yeah, I still have the thing where if I talk for too long, I completely lose my voice, and then I can't speak for a few days, which obviously isn't very helpful when your job is to stream and make content creation. That was another big thing why I was really like pushing to try and find some CM work at the moment. Because I don't know what's going on with my vocal cords. It's quite scary having it's scary talking for a living, moving into a new place, having bills, and you're like, I can't talk. So yeah, so hopefully that gets solved at some point. But yeah, TLDR, hope the audio sounded okay. I might also try and explore, once you've kind of got back into the regular content, just doing more standalone kind of videos and random games. I always really enjoy that content because it's just fun. I've done a couple of them recently. Like we did I did the Cyberpunk review stuff with Noogie. I did the Banners of Rune video. I know they're not that popular, but it's stuff that I enjoy making a lot. I do enjoy making content about Path of Exile, but if you were to say, hey Tarke, do you want to make a build video? Or do you want to make a random 30-40 minute video on a game you're really passionate about that you've never spoken about before, then because I've never spoken about it before, right? So it's like exciting. But yeah, now I can feel my voice is starting to go. So anyway, that's my update. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you as always for your continued patience. Massive shout out to everyone who stayed subbed on Twitch when I haven't been on Twitch for a really long time, and for the continued support here, Twitter, and also big shout out to my patrons. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Bye-bye.